Hey there, thanks for tuning in to the top 7 rock cuts of the week. Here's a look at the rocks that we'll be taking a closer look at. Welcome back if you're subscribed, and if you are not, please subscribe and give the video a like if you like it, and let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, so first up we've got this one. So this rock, as you can see, is kind of a long cylindrical shape, and it's been a bit beat up over time, but there's some interesting patterns showing through, especially on this side, and that was why I decided to cut it lengthwise, and I'm glad that I did, because that is really unique and pretty on the inside. So we've got the classic Wonderstone colors, as well as a little bit of the Brecciated Jasper kind of creeping in there on the left-hand side of this rock. But let's take a little bit of a closer look at the Wonderstone pattern. So instead of more straight banding, we have a lot of kind of rounded, almost cloud-like banding going on in this Wonderstone, and it's really pretty and unique. I've not seen one that's quite like this. Let's take a closer look at the other side as well. Yeah, just really pretty on the way that banding is, and the colors are really nice too. I was having a bit of a hard time trying to get the lighting right to bring out these different colors, but they are really nice. I'm glad I decided to cut it this way to see so much of it. All right, let's check out this rock. So this one I cut in 3 spots, and as you can see from the outside, it's pretty unique looking. We've got kind of a green layer and then a brownish yellow layer. We've got some white crystals going on and like a little crystal cave there. So a lot of different things going on the exterior of this rock, and then some red, almost crystal-like there. So let's go ahead and take a look at the inside of that. And that is so nice. So this is like a moss agate kind of material for a lot of it. We've got reds and yellows and greens, and gee, this is just a really unique one. Let's take a little bit closer look at the individual parts from this cut. But yeah, that green and white kind of crystal area here in the upper left is really pretty, but all of it is really pretty. That yellow and red kind of moss agate and those kind of dendrite patterns around the perimeter, and the yellow especially, are really nice. But this one has a little bit more of the red going on as well, but a really beautiful one. I've definitely never found one like this before, and this is the small end piece, the third piece from the second cut that I made on this rock, but just really pretty. Again, would love to find more like this. Do one final zoom in here. But yeah, this is definitely a contender for one of my new favorites. All right, let's check out this rock. So from the outside, we've got some heavy desert patina going on, that kind of dark red to almost black layer that you see. The way that it's formed on that part of the rock looks really interesting, and it made me wonder if there was actually a pattern going on there. So let's take a look, and there is, and it continues to the inside in a very cool way. So this looks like it's a bit of multiple different stones here that we can see, but they have different color and pattern on them, which is pretty cool. And on this one, it gets kind of smaller as it gets towards the smaller end, which maybe makes sense. But we get a couple different colors going on this part, but really pretty. Okay, let's check out this rock. So from the outside, we can see that there's a couple pops of red color there, which is what drew me to it initially. There's also some little pockets on the exterior, and just in general, it looked pretty interesting, and it looked like it would be a good quality rock from the fractures and just the way that it looked like it had been tumbled. So let's take a look, and that is really cool on the inside. So it's made up of some different stones that I think are rhyolite that are in there, and the veins look like agate material, which is mostly white but also goes into a pretty bright red, which is cool. So let's take a little bit closer look at the halves individually, but really pretty. And here we can see a little bit better some of those red parts and the agate parts. Just some yellow in there too, a couple different colors. It's actually really pretty. And let's take a look at the other half here, and we can take a little bit closer look. But yeah, this one's really pretty. Love the agate material in there, and the reds and the yellows. Very cool. Okay, let's check out this rock. So this one, you can see from the outside that we've got a lot of different smaller stones that are in a conglomerate here, and it looked interesting to me. I do find a number of stones that are conglomerates, but not one that has quite so many small stones. So I thought that it might look pretty cool on the inside, and it does. So in the cross section here, we can get a much better look at the different stones that are making this up, as well as the matrix that it's kind of in, which varies from color from kind of a dark gray blue to brown and red. I'll do a little bit of a zoom in here. And the rocks that are making it up also range from, some of them look like they may be crystals. That very solid yellow one is nice, but a lot of variation in the material that's making this up also, but a very unique one. Okay, so let's check out this rock. So from the outside, it looked like there were some veins, or at least some sort of pattern that was running through this. It was also a lighter color in general, which is interesting. And the inside of that is really nice. So almost a picture rhyolite, but it's made up of at least a couple different stones here, but not so many like the one we just looked at. So it gives it almost a, not really landscape in this case. Sometimes it's a landscape kind of view, but sort of a picture scene. Okay, let's check out this rock. So this is a darker red from the outside, and then we had some of that kind of lighter colored agate or crystal looking material that was present on the outside. Doesn't always mean it makes its way inside, but it's a good clue. So let's take a look. And in this case, it did make its way inside. So this is really pretty. So this is agate again. It's in rhyolite here. And let's take a little bit of a closer look at the individual halves here. This one, it was kind of hard to pick up the different colors on, but there's actually a little bit more variation in there than it might have looked like originally. There's some reds and yellows, as well as some of the darker kind of grays to almost black. And then the agate material in there is mostly that really nice kind of white material to just crystal. But super pretty. I'm glad that I spotted this one. All right, well, thanks so much for checking these rocks out with me. Please let me know your favorites down in the comments. And if there's anything in particular that you liked, if you made it this far, please give the video a like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.